Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of TV Time with Maggie. It is finally 2022, and even though I loved a lot of the shows that came out in 2021, I am so excited for the new year and for the spring premieres and the summer premieres. I'm not going to be sharing every single show, but I am going to show you guys a few of my favorite ones, some standout shows that I'm dying to see. Please hit that like, subscribe, and that notification button just so that you can be notified when I upload. I'm trying to be a little bit more consistent this year, but if not, you can always find me on Instagram. So make sure to follow me at PinkLeo_productions. All right, so the first show I want to share with you is called Promised Land. So Promised Land is going to be this family drama about these two families that are intertwined in this wine business. It sounds a little bit like a novela. It reminds me a lot of Monarca. If you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix. And I am off the high of With Love and Vida and Gentified. And I kind of miss the Gran Hotel, even though I know it's not the best representation of our Latinos in the US, but it is one of them. So I'm very happy that it aired. I think it actually was on ABC as well. But if you're missing something like that or Baker and Beauty, you will really enjoy Promised Land. Another guilty pleasure kind of drama that I'm excited to see is season 2 of Bridgerton, coming to Netflix this February. Now, I did a little bit of a discussion on the show. I hope that you guys watch it. I did it with my friend Sasha and our ladies from Giga's Chat. So I'm going to put the link down below. But if you haven't seen the show, it is a little bit of a romance. It's a period piece, but it's an alternative history. But it's all about this family and these siblings coming of age. If you're excited about Bridgerton and you can't wait until February to watch season 2, I highly recommend Dickinson. Dickinson is on Apple TV Plus, and it has Haley Steinfeld in it, and she plays Emily Dickinson, and it's all about this fictionalized version of Emily Dickinson's life and her poetry. And so it mixes a little bit of the drama, the romance. There are a lot of really great and funny and memorable characters, and I love how the dialogue and the attitude is very contemporary, but then the setting is in the 1800s. Now, I'm going to talk about two shows that do not have a release date yet, but I am so excited. They're both coming to Netflix, and one of them is called Wednesday. Now, this story is about the Addams family, young lady, her name is Wednesday, and if you guys know anything about the Addams family, you know that this girl is spooky, she's kooky, she's crazy, but she's super independent. I'm excited because Jenna Ortega from You and a whole bunch of other shows will be playing Wednesday. So far, the show says that it's going to be about Wednesday and her going into high school and solving a 25-year-old family mystery. The story is going to be bringing in a little bit of scary, a little bit of horror, a little bit of mystery and spookiness. It is going to be, I feel like, in that vein of The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, but in a new take. And I'm very excited to see how Jenna Ortega and everyone else is going to represent Wednesday in a brand new light, especially a Latina one. Another show that does not have a release date yet, but I'm very excited, is Guillermo del Toro's Cabinets of Curiosities. Now, this anthology series reminds me, or like what it is about, it reminds me a little bit of Alfred Hitchcock's Presents. I love Alfred Hitchcock and I really enjoy Guillermo del Toro's work. And even though he's not my favorite, he is my friend Miguel's favorite director, and we had the opportunity to meet him. And my friend Miguel actually has the book. There's an actual book of the Cabinet of Curiosities, and I'm very excited about this show because I love anthologies. You guys know I love Black Mirror. I love things like Solos and the Twilight series and Alfred Hitchcock's Presents and American Horror Story. Like, I love all these anthology series that are able to put a lot of heart and passion into one single concrete story mixed with the gothic, the horror, and a whole bunch of different curiosities. I feel like it's going to be interesting, and I'm hoping to see a lot of maybe Latinos and a lot of representation into this series, similarly to the Twilight Zone that came out not that long ago, which had a lot of really great Black and brown folks in it. Now, a show that does have a premiere date and actually has already premiered by the time you're watching this is Naomi. So Naomi is going to be premiering on the CW. It's a brand new show and it's within the DC universe, and I was very hesitant about this series because I want to see it, but I haven't had the best of luck with consistent great like narrative storytelling through the DC universe in both the TV and the films. Now, I really enjoyed something like The Flash and Arrow in their good seasons, but then something like Supergirl and Batwoman, I don't know what happened. I feel like the story kind of took a dip, and it was very unfortunate because they were led by women. And so I'm very excited to see not just a woman leading this, Ava DuVernay, but also the fact that this story is about a Black teenager, and she is from a different universe, but she was raised here in our world, and she may or may not have abilities, and she may or may not be obsessed with the DC universe. And I think that as we wait for our Marvel shows to come on, at least for me, I think I'm going to be watching Naomi just to kind of get back into my superhero mode. Lastly, I have to mention The Boys. Now, The Boys just got its premiere date in June. The Boys is a series on Amazon that kind of puts all of our best superhero stereotypes and our superheroes that we put on our pedestal, they make them human. And what if our world was actually filled with superheroes? What would they be actually doing? Who would they be? How would they act? I think that while I was watching a whole bunch of like Marvel content and DC content, I came across The Boys on Amazon. This is the third season, it's going to be premiering, so there's 2 seasons for you to watch. But I came on onto this show, and I love it because it's such a great kind of perspective into our obsession with superheroes and who they are and what they meant to be and what they're meant to be doing, and how we treat them in terms of putting them into like this perfect pedestal that they couldn't do any wrong. And I think that even though both Marvel and DC do a really great job at portraying the human side of them, this show puts that into a completely different scale by making them real. Like, what will we be doing? What if Marvel superheroes were actually here? They will be famous and they will be more like movie stars than they are actual heroes. And how will the government weaponize them, and how would the economy be affected because of them as well, and capitalism and all of that. It's such a great show, and it's going to be even better now, not just because you know, behind the scenes, Eric Kripke from Supernatural, you guys know I love Supernatural, he's part of the cast and crew, but also because of Jensen Ackles. Jensen Ackles, who played Dean in one of my favorite series, Supernatural, will be joining season 3, and I am so excited. He's such a great actor, and to come into this world already established, I want to see what he does with it. And I'm very, very excited. If you guys are looking for a brand new or fresh perspective on this whole superhero obsession that we have, I highly recommend The Boys. That's it for now. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to be putting out a lot more content regarding these shows once they come out. I want to do a little bit more of like an in-depth review of all of them. But also don't forget to go onto Instagram and click on PinkLeo_productions and follow me on there, because I have a lot of more great content.